Hey, good morning, folks.
Hey, hi.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Good,
Hey,
good.
all good, I hope. Good to hear that. All right, so I think we have a bunch of things to cover today. I'm guessing everybody is there. Sulabh is yet to join. Apart from him, everybody's here. All right, so let's get started actually. So we did joins yesterday, and Prince shared like a new database with us. So let's practice some joins on that for the first 30 minutes, and then we can move on to the other topics. Okay. All right. So Prince, can you share your screen and maybe give us a walkthrough of the problem?
Okay, just give me a second. Can you guys see it?
Yep.
Okay. So this database, I found it from Kaggle, and there's also a website that gives like a clue, like what you're looking for. And so for this one, we're solving a murder that happened in Jan 15, 2018 in SQL City. And in the database, they have given us a crime scene report, driving license, Facebook event check-in, and the murder happened in front of a gym. So they have the gym membership and check-in and check-out, and there are like person information, interview, and everything. So far, so these are all the crime that has happened in this city so far, and we're looking for the one that happened in Jan 15, 2018. And this is how they have the date set up. Like the first clue that they have given us is this. So it happened in Jan 15. It's a type is murder. So this is a query that I ran. So, and this is our first clue. So we have to work based on this. We have to find who did it. So that's the whole gist of it.
Okay. So what is the question that you're stuck at?
Right now, okay, so from this data, I found that there are two witnesses. One witness lives in the last house that's on Northwestern Drive, and second witness, her name is Annabelle, and she lives in Franklin Avenue. So this is information. This is SQL for those two. So for the to find the last house, I just order by, and then like this is the last one. So I
Okay,
found
understood. So let's do this. Let someone else. So you start with the questions from the beginning because you've gotten here so far, right? So I'm
yeah,
guessing you have already solved 3, 4 questions.
I have solved like a lot.
Okay, so let's do this. Let someone else take over, and maybe you can just ask the questions, and they can solve it one by one.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So who wants to go first? Okay, who wants to go first? Sai, you want to go first? Sai, are you there?
Yes, I'm there, but what about the data set? I didn't get the data set.
Okay, so maybe you can go next. Prince, please share data in the chat again.
Okay.
And maybe
Yeah, I
Ayushi,
can
do you want
try. I can try.
Okay, Shanti, go ahead, no problem. Ayushi can go next. All right, Shanti, please share your screen.
Yeah. Yeah, here.
Okay, all right. Then sir, go ahead. Ask the first question.
So the first clue is the crime type is murder. And it happened on Jan 15, 2018.
Okay. So where is the crime type? Is it here? And the date is here. Okay.
Yeah.
Select type.
Other folks also please try doing it in your, you know, on your systems.
Hmm, Here. Let me check once how it's here. Okay. Murder and it is Jan 15 you said, is it correct, right?
Yeah.
2018 Jan 15. But it says 3 murder on that date.
Yeah. So it happened in SQL City.
Oh, okay. Um, where can I check that? Oh,
City.
city. Okay. Got it.
The C is capital for city.
Okay. It's better. We can see entire thing.
Okay, so we got here. What's the next one?
So now we have to extract from the description.
Just ask the question.
Okay. So now from the description, you see that there are 2 witnesses.
Yeah, the witness
One,
lives at the house on the Northwestern Drive.
yeah,
The
and the
second
other,
lived somewhere on Franklin Avenue. Yeah.
and her name is Annabelle. So we have to extract those 2.
Okay, so we have to go persons table or
Yeah, I did from the person table.
okay. Okay, because they have the address and everything there.
Yeah.
Let's check what's all there first. They have name, license, address number. Okay, so with the address, street name, we have to go. Okay. Both of that. ID, come on, name, person, where, address, street, name. Can we search like maybe? Or do we have Northwestern Drive? Northwestern Drive. Western Drive and name is Annabelle.
Um, okay. It didn't run because the person that lives on Northwestern Drive, we don't have their name.
But it is okay, right? I've just checked it. If there is any person, it will show up.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do
But
equal.
You put a name there, right? So just run maybe the only the address street name first and see how many rows are you getting.
Here, okay. So in Northwestern Drive, we have like 50.
yeah. And we are looking for the person who lives at the last house on Northwestern Drive.
Okay. So how do we know here who's the last person?
Mm.
This one you mean? The 99826?
No,
Just
that is
select
the
everything. Just select everything, right? I mean, whenever you can't see anything, just select all the data. So instead of just ID and name, just do a select star. We shouldn't be blind to the data that we are seeing, right? So, okay. Now, just see what it is telling you.
Okay. Let's ID, name, address. These are all Northwestern Drive address only, but how do we know which is the last person, last house here?
Okay. Is there a house number someplace else?
Yes,
yeah,
it's there. So we need to order it, order by house number.
yes.
Okay. Mm, oh, this person we have to take now the first one because this is the last address.
Yeah.
So this is the first witness, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we need to find the second witness now with the name Annabelle, right?
Yeah, with name Annabelle, and she lives on Franklin Avenue.
Oh yeah, here, right? From this.
Mm-hmm.
The second witness named Annabelle lives somewhere in Franklin Avenue. Okay. Again, select person where address street name equal to Franklin Avenue and Name equals. No, it's no nothing. So the name, the entire name is here. Do we need to, or like, okay. Name.
Need to remove the comma on line 19 here.
Yeah. So we got both the witness details now.
Yeah.
All right, so let's try. Someone else can try now. Ayushi, can you try going forward? Ayushi, are you there? Okay.
My screen is
Cool.
visible.
Okay, we have got the two businesses now. So what's next, Vincent? What's the next question?
So now there's another table interview. So these two witnesses, they have interview on there, and so we have to look at them.
Okay, so let's find the interviews for these two witnesses that we have identified. Can you zoom out a little bit?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
We have to check their IDs, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So why is it not giving anything? Ayushi, can you guess? So look at your condition, right? Look
Because
at your where
yeah, it's an integer. So should I remove this?
Okay, that shouldn't help. Try it. You can try it. Try it. It's fine. So just think about just select anything, right? So just do a select star from the table, not the where condition, just the star. Okay. So how each row, what does it has? It has a person ID.
Yeah, transaction
Correct.
or transcript.
No, it's fine. Just
Mhm.
look at the person ID in a row wise, right? And read your where condition now. What is your where condition?
Should I put or here?
Yeah, you can put or, yeah, or will work. So, but why is or working? And why is and not working?
Mhm.
And means if satisfies both the condition, but
Or
this is
means
a unique ID. One person can have one ID.
yeah.
The way to look at it is where will evaluate a row, right? So the first it
Okay.
will evaluate where the person ID is 10010. It will
Mhm.
return one row. And then in the same row, it will evaluate if you are using an AND condition, person ID is the next one, that is 16371. And both of them cannot be true, right?
Yeah.
So either use or use in, right? Person ID in these two lists. So in is better because it's more logical that way.
Okay.
Okay, you got just one row.
Yeah. Only one condition was satisfied.
So there is only one person here, the other person is not there.
Mm.
Why is
Yeah.
that?
His interview was not taken.
No,
Maybe. Okay.
because the order by on the street you have done ascending, so it's giving the first house.
Oh. Still.
Mm, mm, do by street number.
Street number.
You're ordering by street name, right? You need the last house, correct?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So is there a house number there?
Address number.
Yeah. Check address number, right? So just try address number. Address street will be the same for all of them, right?
Mm.
Okay. Got two. All right. So just read what the transcripts are saying.
What? Sorry. So we
Can
were
you read up?
trying to find two witnesses.
Yeah. So we
Uh,
got two witnesses. What are the witnesses saying?
they're saying, wait a second. I heard a gunshot and then saw a man run out. He had a Get Fit Now gym bag. The membership number on the bag started with 480. Only gold members have those bags. The man got into a car with a plate that included H42W. And the second witness said, I saw the murder happen and I recognized the killer from my gym when I was working out last week on January the 9th.
Okay. So you got a date, you got the gym name, right? And
And the membership number,
okay,
which
and gold
started
member as
with,
well.
yeah.
Okay. So Prinsa, what's next? Ask the next question.
So now based on this information, we have to look at the membership ID of the person who could be a suspect.
So we need to identify the suspect.
Yeah.
How will we identify the suspect? We have the gym membership ID and we have the gym name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Get
also
it
have
now.
car plate number.
Yeah, we have the car plate number as well. So let's go one by one. You have two tables, right? There is a get fit
Yeah.
now. So maybe try the other table.
Oh, yeah, I was looking at the wrong table. Membership ID was. Can I take the second condition from the second witness?
You can, but let's do one by one, right? Let's find the first condition first. Let's
Yeah.
do one condition at a time and see what happens and narrow down the result, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, first look at the table that you're using, right? What is the data look like there? 50, 51, just do a select star.
I got
See.
two member with the, ID starts with the same with
Oh,
membership status gold.
membership.
So you're using a check-in first of all, and in this, the membership ID format doesn't look same, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's try the other table first and see what is in the other table.
The get fit now table.
No,
Yeah.
based on the clue, this one is okay, I guess. Not check-in, yeah, not check-in.
Not the
Not in
check-in.
the check-in. Maybe it both
Get fit now member. There is another table. Use that.
member.
Oh.
Okay, so now here you see the ID is probably of a similar form. Just try with ID now.
Yeah, you can try ID and also the membership status because it is said that it might be a gold member, right? So
Yeah.
No, just change the table name. Yeah, where idea. Yeah.
See, you're using equal to condition and you are putting a percent sign there,
Oh,
right?
like,
So that ID will
like,
match.
yeah.
Okay, so you got
Membership
T.
status was gold.
Okay. Okay, so we got two people now. We need to narrow it down. What's the third clue? Are there any more clues?
The second witness gave, I think, clues.
I think there's some car plate number also which we got from the first clue.
There
Ravi.
is a car plate number and there is a time, right?
Time, yeah.
Okay, so let's look at both of them.
License plate number.
So where is a car? Is there? Yeah, okay. Okay, what is the table? Table first. Where is this plate number? In which
Right.
table?
Driver's license.
Driver's license.
So write a query below that first. It's fine. We can use just use a different table and get that info first, and then we'll figure out how to kind of get it together.
Can I use person ID?
What information do you have right now? You have the license plate number, right? So use the license plate number.
Should I use
First step
join?
is just look at the data first. Just look at the table data, what it is, what is in it. Right? We can take decisions after that. Okay. So is there a column here that you have information on?
Plate number.
Exactly. So if you have plate number, let's now narrow it down on plate number. Okay. So you got plate numbers, right? Okay, all right. So let's someone else pick up now. Who wants to go next? Please share the code in the chat so that I'm guessing people are writing it as well. So who wants to go next? Sai, Gautami, Vaisakhi, any one of you?
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Sir, I got a problem. Like, I'll share my screen. Can you please resolve this one?
Sure, tell me.
Like, I have a problem with this.
You don't have the extension installed, right?
SQL
Just
Lite?
go to yeah.
Prinsa, can you help? Like I also got the same, like Control Shift P something, right? You said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Control P.
Yeah. Control Shift P.
Open database.
Open database. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Now there is a SQLite Explorer at the bottom. You create a new file. This is just a database file. So just create a file here called main.py in the same SQL model database.
Just a moment.
In the same folder, you see on the left hand side Explorer, it says SQL model database, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So there's a new file option. Just say main.py, main.sql.
And now you can
Okay.
write, we got your data right.
Just try here, select star from a table. Select star from maybe driver's license. Yeah, choose that.
Yeah, I got
Okay, you got it. Okay. So we had so we have narrowed down the person, right? So we know the license plate number, we know the gym membership numbers and the gold membership status, and we also know the type now. So can you quickly get through those things first? Ayushi, maybe just share the queries that you have written so that we can move fast a little bit faster here.
Okay.
You can pick up the queries from the chat.
Yeah, just a minute.
Okay, does someone else can try it? Is Sai figures out the setup?
I'll just set it up so someone.
Okay. All right. So who wants to go? Baisakhi, do you want to go, or maybe Gautami?
Yeah, let me share.
Okay.
So is it visible? So I think we are done with the membership, driver's plate, and I think now there's one more clue, which is about the date, right? Mm,
Hey, sorry, folks. I just dropped out for a minute. Yeah, go ahead.
I think the next clue is about the date.
Yeah,
Jan.
sure. Yeah, let's look at the date. So you have the member and the date right now?
Mm, okay, yeah. Yeah, member ID information we have,
Okay.
and
So what's the
date.
member ID that you're looking at?
So I'm trying to check in this particular table, get fit now check-in, where I think it has membership ID and also check-in date.
Okay.
So
What's the date we are looking here? What's the
Jan
check-in?
Jan 9th is what they have told, but
The murder is like, I mean, which date? 15th, right? We started like 15th, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
The
first narrow down with the information that we have, right? We have the
Membership
ID.
ID. Yeah.
So let's narrow it down from membership ID first in this table.
oh,
There are 2,700 rows, right? So let's get it something manageable. Your membership ID is Okay, so you got these members.
Yes. And for
You also have status goal, right? Can you run 22 to 24 first and see what you're getting? Line number 22 to 24. So you have just two members right here.
yes.
So you can just use two members instead of the three that you're getting, right? So just copy these IDs, and instead of using like in membership ID, you can do in, right?
Yeah.
You have definitive answers now. Okay, you got these, but we are using hard coding here, right? How do we use it? Do it using joins. Let's use it. Let's do it using join. Actually, I'm just thinking, can you do it using join? Yeah. How do you use it using joins?
So we can join this table and the member table on the ID.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. Write that.
So we in where we cannot pass the membership IDs as is, right? Mm,
So you have the conditions already in line number 23 and 24, right?
yes. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
asking. Like, can I put the values here, like in filter?
No, you put what you know. You know that the ID is like something and the membership is gold. You just put that. Okay. You got these two people. Is there a
Yes.
check-in time? Can you scroll right?
Check-in date is there. Time
Okay.
also. Yeah.
So what was the clue? There was a time in the clue, right?
I don't think there was a time. There was only the date.
Okay. So you got these two people, right?
Yeah.
Now you have the license plate, correct?
Yes.
So how do you get from here to the license plate? So for the license plate, how many numbers, how many people did you get? Can you check the license, this thing?
Yeah. Yeah, there were 3.
Okay. So there is an ID here. And what is this? Is this a person ID?
Not sure. I think it's not the person ID because person ID is 5-digit and this is like 6-digit number.
That is license ID. It's on person table as license ID.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool. So let's check. What do you have in?
Okay, so this is the person table. Okay, license ID, I think, is the column.
Okay, so now, so from here we can get the person's name. First check, do you have person's name in the member table?
Yes, name is present.
Okay, so now we know how to get there, right? So we have to get a person's name from the license ID.
Yes.
Okay, there's another join. So check the columns, right? You're joining person ID with the driving license ID, correct?
Yes. Okay, 1 second. This is license ID. Sorry. What do we need from here?
These are all the people, right? We just need the person that with our number plate.
Yes. Where? What is it?
So what have we got now? So here we have the people, right? Who have the same number plate or similar number plate.
Yeah, so the number plate which consists of this value.
Correct. And the previously, what do we have? We have the people from the gym.
Yes.
Yeah. So what are we seeing here? Can you run both of the queries simultaneously together?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So what do we have here?
So this
We see
person
that
is
there is a
called.
name. Correct. Right. So most likely we know that. Now let's get it by SQL. So who else wants to try now? So we have narrowed it down. Who wants to go next? Okay, there is Gautami, Sai, Sulav. 3 of you are remaining. Who wants to go next?
I can go.
Sure, go ahead.
Oh, can you see my screen?
We can. Can you zoom out a little bit? Okay,
Zoom.
thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes. So we got 3 people here, and we'll need to filter them. So we need just one of them, right? And
So just run both the queries together first. Let's see the two tables or the two outputs that we are getting.
I'm getting every. Let me see. Okay, that's the one I got.
Just end it with a semicolon and run both together. It will work.
Okay. Okay.
So we need to find the common, essentially the common person between these two tables, right?
Yeah. So
Okay. Give it a try.
start doing it. No. What did I do?
Let's do it step by step.
Step by step.
Yeah, okay. So let's do it step by step. So let's do it in a subquery manner first. Okay. So what is your first table? Your first table is pick any. Do you want to pick the check-in, check-out, or do you want to pick the number plate one as the base table?
Oh, is it? Okay, I think I messed up. I think I messed up with the number plate. Let me just try doing this. Okay.
Sure, sure. No worries.
If it does not work out, we can go step by step. Oh, yeah. So yeah, the first one is get fit now check in as GSC, and this second one is license driver license.
Okay. So let's do a subquery manner first, right? So
Okay.
simply you have your in your first code, right, which I think is line number 31 to 35.
Yeah.
Correct. So you have gotten or so you've gotten basically the name here, right?
Yeah.
The output. So the name should be where? The name should be where? The name should be in the name of other tables.
Can you please repeat that again? On the first, the 31 to 35. Okay.
So can you move, just scroll to the right side of the output? You can
Right.
see that the output, yeah,
But there is name over here.
there's a name, right?
Yeah.
And this name needs to be where? It needs to be in the other table.
Yeah, it needs to be in the other table. Yep.
Okay, so can you add that condition? Maybe in just line number 36, or write it again, maybe it doesn't matter. Write it again,
Okay.
that's fine. Just copy it.
Yeah.
And write below.
So
So you've got a table, right? You just need to narrow it down from this 2 to 1 person, correct?
yeah, name
So best practice again after, so this is the table that you've got. So you should add this condition at the end.
at the end. Okay.
Yeah, after gold. So now you've got your subset now. Now you're narrowing it down further.
Name equals Jeremy Bowers. So I just write
No, but you need to find that name in the other table, right?
yeah.
So you already have that in your other subquery, right? Other query is giving you the name. 37 to 40 is giving you the name, right? The other table.
Is it yeah, it's given me 37 to 40. It has not given me all the names.
You have the name. You have name, right? There is Jeremy Bowers there in the second row.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So the name should be in, right? So the name is in. So this name.
Yeah.
So the name in the first table in.
Let me just write in.
Yeah. In what? In
second table.
So first, yeah, in this, correct. Yeah.
In
the output of the second table, right?
yeah. So
Okay. How do we get the output of the second table? You already have that between line number 37 and 40, right? You have already written it.
yeah, just write a subquery.
Correct. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So what is the problem here? See, read the error. It says that subselect returns 15 columns, expected 1.
Okay.
So it is returning 15 columns and you just want the name. So how do you get just the name in the subquery?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't slept properly yesterday, so please don't mind me.
No worries. I think this is what these classes are for.
Okay.
Okay. So you got your murderer, right? So if you scroll right, I think you should just get Jeremy Bauer.
Okay.
Okay. So, Prinsa, is that the answer?
Yes.
Okay, so we kind of got everything. So if you look at the code that Sulabh has written now, he has used everything, right? So he has used joins, and then he has used joins in the sub, and he has used a subquery, right? So this is everything that we have learned so far.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, folks, any questions here?
So for the last part, and without using the subquery, is there another way to do it?
Yeah, you can use, let's do that. So without using a subquery, you can try. So who wants to take over? Maybe Prinsa, you can try.
Okay.
So now you, again, you have the base table. You just need to join one more table on it.
Yeah.
So take the subquery out.
Mm-hmm. I'll just write another.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Okay, so you have, so let's forget the where condition first. So you, on 119, you have joined one table, right?
One.
So let's join one more table
Okay. Here?
below that. So join is, again, you have a join and you have a condition, right? So once the condition is done, you have, the join is complete. So after 119, you can just add one more join. Just add join there. Now, what table are you joining with?
This one? The the get fit.
Let's get fit member. So first you need the name, right? Yeah, you can join with that, and then you get the ID. You can just member. Okay. What is the condition?
So they should be a gold member and ID like.
No, no,
Parts.
on. The first, because you're joined, you need to join the join condition first.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Member.
So how are you joining that?
The person ID. Maybe person ID.
Yeah, I think person ID in the membership, yes.
Okay. Person ID. Damn it.
You don't need that. Just run the first one first and see like what happens. Just take the, yeah.
This part?
Yeah. See what happens. I think it already gave you the answer, but let's try, let's run something else so as to see the answer is really changing.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
changed.
So essentially, what you did was you joined the first and then joined the other table, right? So you can add as many joins as you want. The way it works is, think of it like that like I said, temporary tables, right? Those are called views. Views will get created first. You know, the first join table, which is from, and can you just share this code with me
This
in
one?
chat? Yeah, the entire one, like from 104. Now I'll walk you through like a couple of okay. All right. Why am I not able to copy this? Let's see. Okay. For some reason, I'm not able to copy this. Right. You had okay, I was able to do this. Now I think I accidentally deleted my table. Okay, no worries. So just give me a moment. I'll sort this out. Can you share the database file again with me? I think I just accidentally deleted it.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. So I have it here. History, history database. So, okay, I'll share my screen now. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, all right. So there are so we got how the joins are created, how the joins are working, right? So let's see if I can first run this on okay, reload the database here. And let's try and run this code. History. Okay. Just a minute, I think something went wrong here. I just need to restart the Visual Studio Code. Um, Not working. 1 minute. Not sure what is happening here. Okay, now it works. So let's try this. Okay, cool. So first what we did, right? So here, the way to look at it is this part created a first view or a first temporary table, right? So it's a view that is created. Then we got this table, and then again we joined it on another table. Rather, we got a view, and then again you joined, right? So you got a third view here, and you can join as many conditions that you want here, right? So let's say, for example, just to be sure, you want to make sure that the check-in time is also what was mentioned by the witnesses. So you can join again on check-in time, right? And what is the joining here? Here you're joining the membership ID, right? So you'll have the member.id, because now you've got the member columns as well from the previous join, and that should be equal to your check-in membership ID, right? Right? This is it. That's it. So you can add as many joins as you want. The only thing is, once you join, you need to give a condition. Okay, let's see if this works. So you're getting the same answer. If I maybe just do this, still the answer is the same, because now we have added a membership. Okay, this will be better. So if I do this, am I getting 2 rows? I'm not, but you get the point, right? So you can add as many joins as you want. Okay, are we clear on this?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So let's do 2 concepts today. So one is this code, right, which was using subquery. This becomes a little bit I mean, it's not legible very much now. Correct? Because there's a lot going on here. So what we can do is we can create something called as temporary tables or views, and it's called actually common table expressions. So the syntax goes something like this. Okay, yeah. So you start with and you say that give a temporary view or a table name. So this is a temporary view that you're creating. So I will call it my license clue, right? So first step, what we did was we identified the people who were there from the license plate, the suspects from the license plate. Okay, so think of it as, so this is the table that we had created, correct? So let's just run this. See, we got 3 people here. Now all I'm doing is I am putting this table in a license clue temporary table. You can think of it as a temporary table or a temporary view, right? So this is the same thing that we used in the code that we use in subquery, but now we have created a table. My system is hanging for some reason. No one is. Control C. Okay, and because you have created a new table here now, you can just use a select from that table, right? So this acts as it's not a table, actually it's a view, technically, but see, you get the same thing, right? If I do this, see, you got multiple. So it's a way of kind of organizing your code better. Now, you want another table, right? You had another subquery here. So you can create as many as you want. Because you have already used width, you don't need to use width again. You just need to put a comma, and you need to say another table, which is license.clue here. So this is maybe membership gym.clue, right? Or gym_clue. And what is this table? This is the subquery that you had written. Okay. So, all right. So now if I select from gym clue rather than license clue, See, you get only the gym clue because he's only person, right? Let me do like a star. Right? So you got the select star from gym clue. Okay, I ran the entire query. Okay. So now let's get, now because we have these two tables, now you can do like a simple use this table. So you can just select star from license clue. Okay. Basically now it's like any other table, like any other simple query for you, right? And let's do it the subquery way, where in the license clue, what was the ID that we are choosing? We are looking at person ID, right? P.id. So let's call it license clue, and we are looking for lc.id, where it should be what? It should be in gym clue, right? And again, the simple subquery, which is select. It was, I think, person ID. Person ID, right? Person ID from gym clue. Okay, let's see if it works. So now you got the answer, right? So this is much simpler and easier to read. So what you're doing, and you can go step by step, right? So you can write the first table, first, smaller section, then you write the second smaller section, and then you kind of, simplify your code by doing this, right? So you just simplified everything. You can also try, instead of this, if you want to do join. So basically what you have done is you have created temporary tables or temporary views by doing common table expressions, and now you're using them in your query. So let's do it in the join manner. So let's say join. What are you joining? You're joining gym clue on what? On lc.id is equal to, let's say gc, right? So let's say gc.id. It's person ID. See, you get the answer. Correct? Are we clear on this?
Which one would be faster, the runtime?
It would be similar, almost. The way, again, okay, the answer is it depends on the system that you're using, the RDMS system.
Okay.
This might be a slightly, slower in the first go, because you're creating like temporary views, but due to some, once you run it, generally systems cache it. Again, depends on, Databricks, Snowflake, what you're using. So once it is cached, the first two tables, right, which is license clue and gym clue, unless you change something, they are not run again. So it becomes faster in the second and third go after that.
Oh, okay.
Right? So the answer, it depends. The other thing is, if your data is very big, running entire code in one piece, right, something like this, might be challenging because it might use a lot of memory.
Okay.
Right? You're doing a subquery, then you're doing join, then you're using that subquery to do another join and where conditions. So if the data is big, this might become slower. Here also, the size of data remains the same in a way, the total data processed, but you're processing it in chunks, right? So you're getting kind of smaller chunks and you're doing that. So overall, this might be better.
Okay.
My personal reason of using this is, of course, code organization, because it's much simpler to kind of debug, go step by step, and it's just easy to read.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So who all feels that if we knew this before, then it would have been much simpler? Life would have been simpler, right? If you started with just this in the beginning.
Yeah, like with this, we can just like have all the clue, like from beginning, have different views and start.
Yeah, but we would have not learned so much. So it's easy to, like, it's good that we went the difficult way, but essentially this is what it is. And this kind of concludes most of the select things now. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll just take 2 minutes and pause here and see if there are any questions. Okay.
Can you
Yeah, go ahead.
can you send this code in the chat, please?
Yeah, I'll just paste it. There goes the chat. Okay. All right. So now let's do. So far we have been doing the select statements. Now let's do something else, which are the other types of statements, which are update, create, and delete, right? And insert and delete. So I will probably do this. So you have. Okay. So let's start with something that we did yesterday, right? So if you look at it here, I have mystery DB. Let me not touch this. Maybe I will use the school DB one again. Okay. So let's say that, so let's see what we have in school DB, right? So we have students, correct? And we have scores. So we have two tables. Now, let's say that we want to create a third table, which is, I don't know, let's say performance. So currently this performance table is not here. So if you run it, it will basically give you an error saying that there is no such table. What if we want to create one? So there are two ways. So we already did this yesterday in the create section. So, or rather than this, let me just say, English performance. So we are only interested in like English performance now. So we can create a table called as English performance. And because this table does not exist right now, we have to tell the as to what are the fields that we want. Okay. So what are the fields that we want? We just want the student ID, the student name, and the subject here is again a text. And after that, we just want the score, okay, which is a integer right now. So this is a simple syntax for creating a table, right? So create table, English performance, and that is it. So if you run it, I think I'm missing as here. Create table is maybe not sure what happened, but this should run. Okay, it says that it already exists. So it probably created the table. So let me refresh it. So see, you get a new table now, which is English performance. So you have the IDs and everything, you have the columns, but of course there's nothing in the column, correct? So it's an empty table right now. Okay, we clear so far?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the next step? Once we know that we have a table, and let's just check, right? So, okay, by the way, once a table is created, if you try to create it again, it will give you an error. Like it is telling here that table already exists, right? So what you can do is you can say create or replace table. But we need to be careful with this So now you shouldn't get an error. Okay, maybe the syntax I'm checking for is not SQLite.
I think alter or replace. I don't know.
Okay. If not exists, basically you can. This has been changed now, so not a problem. Okay, seems like you can just put this. So this will create a table if it doesn't exist. Hopefully this will work. Okay, right? So now you don't see an error. So if the table does not exist, it will create one, right? So let's not, a little bit of, generally you won't use it, you'll just create the table once and it will be fine. Okay. Now, once it is created, you would want to, of course, put some data into it, right? So how do we put the data? Any guesses? We use the insert query. So select we have already done. So now let's try selecting the something from the table. And because it's empty right now, it should give nothing, right? So you see 0 rows coming out here. Now let's insert. So the way to insert is you have to insert into the table, excuse me, right? So just put the table name here. So our table name is English performance. What are the columns that we have? So we have ID, we have name, we have subject, and we have score. Now, in the same order, we need to give it values. Okay, so we have one. I am not sure who the. Okay, let me just quickly open that because I just want to make sure that I'm putting the same name of the student as we have in the data set. Okay. All Brawny, right? So we had Brawny. So again, because it is a text, it's in quotes. Then we needed subject. So because it's English, so I'll say English performance. And what is the score, right? So let's. Brawny got 81 in English. So 81. Now you have this, you can, let's run this first. So you'll see let's run select before and after. Okay. So you got nothing before. It's an insert statement, so it will not return you anything. It will just insert the data. And once you are inserted data, you can see now the data is populated in the table. All good? If you want to insert one more value, okay. So let's say instead of Brawny, let me go Lemmy. It will be English remains the same, and she got 41 marks. So let's insert this one as well. Now, if you select, you see now you've got 2 rows. Any questions? Folks, any questions?
No, Abhilash.
Okay. One last thing to learn about in insert is you can do multiple inserts as well. So the only thing to remember is that the order should be the same. Apart from that, everything is fine. So you can do multiple inserts like this. You can say values, and just keep adding rows, right? So 3, 4, and okay, let me just, for the consistency sake, it's Danya and Dena. So Danya and Dena, and Danya got 87 and Dena got 53. So 87 and 53, right? So let's run this. Okay, comma is missing. So you need to just put a comma after every value that you're putting in. And again, it will return nothing because it's an insert statement. But if you now select it, you see that Danya and Nana have been added. Okay, we're good.
Also, can you also please show us a sample code for this new table where you insert all the people from a previous from a different table?
Yeah, I'll get there. I'll get there. So let's do that. So basically, this is to insert now. Now, as Sulabh said, right, this is very tedious, correct? Because generally you would not have, you'll not insert row by row, correct? This has its use cases. Let's say, for example, you are reading from a flat file. Let's say system generates a CSV file, and you are reading it somehow. You're getting that from the backend, and you just want to insert it. So this will be the way to kind of do it. Or you are inserting just one row in an existing table. This will be a way to kind of do it. But let's assume that now you want to create another table, which is science performances, or maybe history will do. History is better. History performance, correct? And we don't have to do this. We don't have to, we know the data is coming from someplace. So let's do that. So let's select, what do we want? We want ID. Then we want name. Then we want subject. And we want the score, correct? If you remember, this information is already there in the scores table, but we only want it for history, right? Okay, let's try and run just the query first, and you see only you got for history. Now you can just create a table here. Instead of the values, you can just put that in the table thing. It's giving an error near 1, maybe as. What am I missing here? Just give me a minute, I'll just debug this. Okay, I think I don't need this. Maybe a little bit of new syntax. Okay, so apparently the brackets are not needed anymore. So you can just do select table from this, and you have a table here now. If you can look in the DB, let me refresh this. You see a history performance table, correct? And if I now do a select from history performance, you see only the history students. Is it clear? Folks, is it clear?
So
You don't need, go ahead.
in create table also, we don't need to give the structure, right? It takes automatically from the select statement.
Yes, so in case you are using it from the select statement, it will take it directly from the select statement. So from the base table, right? So if you look at it, this is scores, right? So ID was int, it will take int. It was name. So by the way, these are data types, right? What is my column type? So my name stores text, is the same. Subject is text, and score is real. Real is because it's a. So yeah, I think this is good, right? Think about this. So when we created the English table, here we said that the score is integer. Correct? So data type of score is my integer. So you can see it came as integer. But when we created from the select table, because scores stored score as a real number, and this reason is correct, also correct, right? Because it is scores can be in fraction. Somebody can get 46.5 marks, correct? The history performance table automatically took score as real.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and just to make sure that there is a difference, let's look at this, right? So let's look at two select statements. And actually, just let me limit this to 5. Okay. And if you look at on the right hand side now, the English performance is 81. There are no decimals, right? 81.0 it doesn't say. But history performance is 3.0, 82.0, 16.0, right? So it is storing it as a real number so that fractions can be accommodated.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
Good question. Thank you for that. Yeah, go ahead.
so basically, if we use the select statement, it will take the structure also. We don't need to specify the structure, and
No.
it will create the structure as well as the data. Yeah.
Exactly. Just because you brought that up, let me quickly share one more thing. I'm just setting up an example for you. If you want to, let's say, you really don't want score as an integer, a real number. You know that I will always have an integer here, so you can change the type of the type of the column as well, right? So basically what I'm doing here is cast the score table, the score column as integers. We're changing the type of the column. Let's see if this works, because it might say that the table already exists, right? So let me first, so let's do this now. So another section is now drop, right? So essentially I don't want a table anymore. I can just drop the table. So drop does nothing, but it just deletes the entire table, right? So if you go here now, you don't see a history table. If I select from it, it will say that no such table, correct? Now I can create the table again and look at it. I'm casting it as an integer. So now when the history table is created as score, sorry. Drop, let's just see here, it goes away. And here, if I run it again, history will be created. And here, now the score is an integer. Are we clear? So this is basically called typecasting or column casting, right? So you're changing the type of a column from one to another.
Okay.
Okay. But you should be careful a little bit. So let's again drop the table here. So we don't have history. Now let's in scores, right? So let's say that I think that's fine. I think this is pretty much it. So we are clear on this, right? So what we learned was how to create a table. actually from here. So how to create a raw table? Then how do you create a table directly from an existing table or a set? By the way, you can put here, it's not select, you can put anything, right? You can join basically anything that you have in a select query, you can just put it here and it will work. Okay, you should try that at your own pace, where you are, instead of just from, you can put a complex query here and it will work. Okay, so we did that. Then we got into how do you insert one value versus how do you insert multiple values. Okay, and then we actually looked at how do you kind of drop the table, right? So you don't want the table anymore, so you will drop it. Okay, two things are remaining. One is how do you update data now in the table. So there are two ways to do it. One is an update statement, and of course simple, another one is a delete statement, right? So let's look at the update one first. So let's work with your English performance. Okay, so if you see here, you have 4 rows in English performance, right? Now let's say you want to update a particular, like update a score. So you'll say update. Excuse me. Okay, so you want to update. You want to update which table, right? So first you need to give the name of the table. So you'll say update English performance. Then you have to tell which column you want to update, right? So let's say you want to update, first we'll just say update the subject. What I am updating, instead of English, I just want to call it a short form. So I'll just say English, ENG, right? And maybe I want to caps it. So this is what I want to do. Okay. I will, if I just run this, again, it's an update statement, so nothing will get returned. But now if you look at the table, English has been replaced by ENG, correct? This is a very simple update statement, right? It updated the entire column, correct? So let's look at, oops. Okay. So now let me go back and change the ENG to English again. What did it say? Achha, I'm missing a semicolon. Okay, so the ENG has been changed to English now, correct? Now, but generally you would not want to change the entire column, right? It will be rare. So let's say that now I want to change only two things. So maybe like not the subject, but maybe I want to change the score, right? And I want to, so there is an error in the score for one of the students, right? So let's say Lemmy really didn't score 41. She scored 65. So I want to now change that to 65. But if I do this, it will change the entire column, right? It will change the entire scores for all students to 65. So what will we do? We will go back to our old select where condition. So you can apply the same where condition here, where you can say name equal to Lemmy. And once you do that, now look at it will only change, see, it only change the score for Lemmy. Okay? And everything that you learned in where statement in select works here. Exactly the same, no changes. You can put as many conditions as you want. You can use, and you can concatenate conditions using and, or, in, anything that is works in select kind of works here. Is this clear? Folks, is this clear?
Yes.
Okay, so let's
Yes.
say Cool. Let's try another one. So here, instead of like score, maybe there is a spelling mistake in someone's name. Like let's say Dania, right? So it's not for Dania, it's not Dania, it's maybe Tanya. Correct? So if we now look at update this, see the name changed to Tanya. Okay, let me go back to the previous one again. Okay, so we clear? Again, everything that works in select, where conditions work here. Okay, all right. The last part of this is delete. So I'll just actually just make it score here. $65. And by the way, it will update. Actually, let's do this. Maybe like name in Dania. Yes, Dania, comma, Lenny. So all the rows where the conditions are met, it will change. Okay, so let's look at this. So it was Dania and Lemmy. So Dania and Lemmy, it changed to 65 and 65. Right? If I want maybe like not 65, maybe 55. And step. So where is this used? This is generally used where, let's say, you want to update a status, right? So for example, students itself, maybe it's a correction, that is one use case. The other use case is that maybe you are checking the student admission process, and there are process has multiple stages, right? So application received, application processed, application reviewed, and application result. So as and when you kind of get a status, you want to update that for each student, so you can use an update statement to do that. Right? That would be like a realistic use case of it. Okay, let's do last one, which is delete. So delete and update work pretty much similarly, and same syntax in a way. So again, you say delete. You have to give the table name, right? So delete from which table? So from this table, and what do you want to delete, right? So it will delete, by the delete, deletes the entire row. So where name is, or maybe like let's do ID in, let's do 4, correct? So simply run this. What am I missing? Maybe oh, sorry, I need to say from. Yeah, I need to say from. So now you see that the where ID is equal to 4 is deleted, correct? Now if I, again, you can do multiple of these things. I want to delete 2 and 3, ID is 2 and 3, correct? So I run it, 2 and 3 are deleted, right? Let me quickly put the values back again. So I'm inserting it again, the ones that are deleted. So if I select it, I get the rows, and the last thing here is that if I want to delete everything, I don't want a table. So I'm not dropping the table. I think delete star from maybe like delete star is also not needed, but let's try this. So delete star should work. Okay, it says not. So just delete everything from the table, right? Everything is now deleted. If you look at a table, the difference between delete and drop is in delete, the table exists, right? So here, if you look at, if you refresh this, the table exists. It's an empty table, right? If I do a count star, See, it gives me 0 count, so it exists. If I drop table though, so let's say let's do a select of count star from history table. So you see there is a
You're muted.
oh, we had dropped it before. Okay. So we had 252 rows. Now let's look at the difference, right? So if I delete the rows, like if I delete the table, so I delete it, so the rows are returned are 0, but the table remains. To kind of take the table out from the, I would say from the database, you need to drop it. Once you drop it, now if you do a select star, it will give you an error because the table does not exist anymore. Okay. Okay, folks, are we clear here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did we cover? We covered, of course, apart from joins and complex joins where we had multiple joins, we covered create, like how do you create a table? Two ways. Something one from an existing query and other like raw empty table. Then we learned how to insert rows into table. Then we learned how to update tables and that also selectively. Then we learned how to delete rows from table, again, selectively. And last thing is we learned how to kind of drop a table completely. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So that was pretty much it for today. So just to recap, I think we have now covered all the operations of SQL, which is selecting, that is reading, like the CRUD operations, right, which is create. So we created two ways, created a table and we inserted a table, inserted data into it. Read is of course select, update is update, and delete is either delete or drop. Okay, so we have covered everything, and we also learned a little bit about data types, which is each column has a type associated with it. It can be integer, it can be real, and by the way, these types differ from system to system. So advanced, like new SQL systems like Databricks, Snowflake, and even Postgres, the newer versions, they support arrays and JSON and things like that as well. So anything that you will see in a programming language generally would be supported, like JSON arrays and all these things. SQLite doesn't support it. Even Teradata doesn't support it, or Oracle older versions don't support it. So the suggestion here is that you know the concept, but what exact data types are possible and what are they called? For example, whether it is called real or whether it is called float or whether it's called integer or int, text or blob. These things depends on the system that you're using or the type of SQL that you're using. And you should look at the documentation at that point to figure out what works. Or generally, let's say you're going into a company, whichever system they're using, they would have like documentation for it, or you can look it up on Google or that particular company's or system's website. So that is pretty much it. Tomorrow we will cover the last sections, which is a little bit of advanced sections. So query optimization, primary indexes, and database normalizations. Like how do you design databases a little bit? So we will do that. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Any questions for today? Folks, any questions?
I don't have any.
I'm good.
I'm good.
All right, I will paste the the create all statements in the chat so that you guys can practice it. Right now you have two databases. One is your students data, like school database, and you have your murder mystery database. You can practice with these statements there and see like what happens. And of course, you can always create a new table if you don't want to disturb anything in the current tables, right? So I'll suggest that. All right, folks. So that's pretty much it. Have a good evening, and I'll catch up tomorrow. Please collate all of your questions so far for tomorrow, because tomorrow will be the last session. I can take some, extra time to kind of answer them.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Have a good day or have a good night, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye. Thanks.
Thank you.